4, 3, 2, 1. This video is sponsored by Geopolitical, the precious metals experts. Talk to one of their experts today about diversifying your portfolio to help assure your future financial security. Find their contact information in the description below and pinned in our first comment. James Kaufman, World News Report today, June 13th, 2024. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to do a volcano, earthquake, weather, air quality, wildfire update all together and quickly. Get this all in the next hour and 11 minutes or less. All right, first off, guys, we're going to start out with guessing. Hey, Miss Teresa. Ooh, you got a fancy badge there. I should make custom badges so y'all get replaced. I'll do that tomorrow with eagles. With eagles of different colors. I'll do that tomorrow and it'll be replaced. But you got a fancy one. All right. They showed me I could do that today, so that's the only reason I can do it. It's a new feature. I think you've seen it on other channels probably. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead. Hey, everybody. Hey, George. Good to see you. See you 63. You know, it's been 56 for 2 days, but I'm going to go ahead and count this. I'm going to kind of count out loud here. Y'all tell me if I go astray here. $21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 28. That's pretty high up to here. 30, 2, 4, 40. 50. 60. So we're way up, guys. 4 more erupting, and we have a ton of them, volcanoes, that are awakening in yellow, as I will soon show y'all. And remember, only 29% of the Earth is covered in landmass, which means most of the volcanoes are underwater. 60 volcanoes over sea level currently erupting on planet June 13th. Guys, I was so embarrassed. I said 2023 on my hurricane video. I was able to change everything but that one little sentence in there. I was able to change the thumbnail, able to change the comments, able to change the title, able to change the SEO, but I had no way to change me actually saying it was 2023. What a bozo. Anyway, right now we have 60 volcanoes currently erupting. I see a lot of members out there. God bless you guys. Richard, how are you doing, sir? Help me here. Cherubin. Cherubin. Am I right? God bless you guys. All right. So that's a lot of volcanoes. What I've done here is everyone knows that Everyone knows that Canada doesn't share any of their earthquake information with any of the reporting sources, including the USGS. So what do we have? We've got nothing over here in the two salt mines, but we do have a couple of small quakes on the Cascadia subduction zone. We have this one here, and the last one's always circled in purple here. So some very insignificant earthquakes, a 1.7, a 1.9, and I will zoom in to see if there's anything that we're missing here, because definitely a swarm going on here. Looks like we've got them all covered here. So there's a little bit of activity all on the Cascadia subduction zone coming out of Canada. All right, here we go. Let's look at the big ones first here, guys. We've got a big quake here in Peru, a 5.0, just south of a bunch of volcanoes on the Peruvian-Chilean wedge. I thought this Peruvian-Chilean wedge would be lit up. It's got over 20,000 volcanic cones in this park here. And you know, Argentina owns some of the park, but they own none of the coast. I guess Chile beat them up hard in the war because they don't even own any of the Cape. They only own Atlantic coast over here, no Pacific coast. Everything in yellow is a volcano awakening. These two will never awaken, in my opinion. I'll tell you how the faults work. Everything in red's an actual plate boundary. Everything in blue is a significant plate boundary, but not as significant as a red plate boundary. Everything in black is where they hope or think these plate boundaries extend to. They're guesses, right? Guesses. So we're going to go ahead and go from that to all. I know. Wait, let me cover a couple more real quick. I want to show you the big quakes down here. A 5.0 at Tonga here. Zealandia rising, the continent rising out of the sea. Another 5.1. We have one in minor eruption. Behind that, we have one awakening. We have another White Island volcano here. And look down here. Awakening, White Island volcano. Erebus is the one that shoots out 6,000 ounces of gold every day. We've got Herd awakening. That's already erupted for us. Most all of these have erupted full on in the last year. They go from eruption to minor eruption to awakening, etc. But this is Zealandia rising. New Zealand has done a land claim with the United Nations on the light blue part. They're calling it their continental shelf. And that would be a fact if they were a continent. I just don't think they're a continent. We also have up here near Guam now, hey, Sheila Jackson Lee, who somehow got elected to Congress but lost incredibly hard here to become mayor of Houston last month. How do you win a congressional seat and you can't even become the mayor? Why would you want to be the mayor? Is there more thievery involved? And how did she ever get a Harvard law degree if she asked in Congress, if we built another Air Force base on Guam, isn't there a chance it could tip over? No, ma'am. That's just the actual peak of a volcano. That's what every island is. Where'd you go to school? Harvard? Affirmative what? Affirmative. Batman. All right, let's take a look at all of them real quick. All right, real quickly. We're going to go over the U.S. pretty quickly, but I wanted to show you all this in Burford, Georgia, a 2.2, a freak show. We'll take a look at this when we hit the USGS. This is all magma moving with all these volcanoes erupting, awakening, full eruption, minor eruption from Mexico City down to Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, into Panama, around into Venezuela, all the way down. Look at all these volcanoes awakening in yellow. These two over here, they'll never awaken. All that is magma movement. Everything obviously in dark red, full eruption, orange, minor eruption. There's another full eruption. Everything in yellow is, and this is the Peruvian-Chilean wedge here with over 22,000 volcanic cones. I did a full report on this. It's a really neat volcanic park, but I always thought it would awaken much stronger and quicker than it has. We have one volcano here erupting, two awakening, a lot of magma movement finally. It's not that I want that to happen, but I expected it to. We have one in full eruption here, one in minor eruption right here. We talked about the big 5.0 right there. That's going to be Cape Verde. Palma actually was acting up yesterday. Iceland is up here. And believe it or not, guys, we have all the quakes on. I think there's one little 1.8, although Janes is in full eruption. That's where the biggest geothermal plant in the world was. Right here at the Straits of Gibraltar, we have a lot of movement here. There's a lot of plates here that don't connect. Notice the black and blue here, and then the red. Some of this stuff looks awful strange through here. These are quarry blasts. That's why they're quarry blasts. They should actually be squared if they're quarry blasts. This is the French Alps, the German Alps, the Swiss Alps, the Italian Alps, the Austrian Alps. It's this little bitty volcanic range right here. The only other volcanic range is this one right here that runs from Slovakia into Ukraine around to Romania here. That's the only other one in Western Europe, period. Now, what are we seeing? Of course, Italy. We see a lot of action going on. Sicily is always an impressive situation. A full eruption going on here, an awakening going on here, a minor eruption here on Sicily, a couple of small earthquakes. Campi, which is one of the most active volcanoes as far as we know this century. And then we've got some really weird earthquakes here. Although this entire area is a volcanic range here that runs down the western side or the western 3/4 of the boot of Italy. Dr. Brown, God bless you. I was just telling someone how cool you are, actually. All right, the Aegean Sea, guys, the Aegean Sea. Look at this. This looks like something that's awakening here. Now, I need y'all to realize that every one of these islands is a volcano. Islands just don't pop up. They're always a volcano, right? And this is the fewest earthquakes I've ever seen in the Aegean Sea. I told y'all once this fault was finished, and this is a brand new fault that started this year that separates Turkey and Syria here. And y'all can see, I'll turn all this off for a second. Y'all can see most of it's now red. This wasn't even here a year ago. Got a little black in here, a little black in here. Once this fills in, all the pressure is going to jump over to the Aegean Sea, and I guess that earthquake and associated tidal wave is going to take out all of the enemies of Jerusalem here, Israel here. It's going to be interesting. Cyprus, owned by the CIA, taken over by the CIA. That's where most all of the websites that you look at, it seems like they own them all because I've traced them all back to Cyprus. Cyprus is actually two countries. If you zoom in, we actually took Cyprus over during the 3-day war between Turkey and Greece. We stepped in and the CIA took over Cyprus. That's one of our main bases right there. No one seems to know that, but it's common knowledge. Common knowledge. All right, let's get them all back on there. So when this finishes off, we're going to see that big quake. The armies have already surrounded Israel and Jerusalem, pretty much. Now, this is the big problem I want everyone to remember here. Remember I said, and this is the name of it here, guys. This is the name of it. If anyone can help me, it's XINJIANG. It's the biggest caldera on Earth, the second biggest one in our solar system, the biggest one being on Mars. And there's volcanoes even on the moons, on most of the moons of Saturn and Mars. I don't know if there's any on our moons or not, but not that I've heard of. But these quakes here means there's magma moving under the biggest caldera in the world. What has stopped the flow of magma from this caldera, Injang, which goes all the way from Kazakhstan, all the way to Beijing, all the way across China? It would wipe China out, probably wipe the world out if it went off. The Himalayan mountains have stopped every bit of it. The highest mountain range in the world, right? They've stopped every bit of it, and that is actually built. Now, the last eruption went to exactly where the Chinese made their hard line here. These are all Chinese provinces here. That's the last eruption here. If you can see, the reason that this was all built by that same volcano, Laos, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, even Singapore down here, all this was built by that volcano. But with the last eruption, there's no greenery yet. It seems to take about 10,000 years for greenery to come back in the amounts that you see here. So what they did is they figured out where that last eruption went, and look at that perfect line around it. It's ridiculous. That's all China. And these are, well, all former eruptions built this peninsula, if you will, including Malaysia. Around Indonesia, tons of volcanoes awakening in minor eruption, yellow awakening, major eruption in red. There's a little bit of magma moving here. Usually we'll see more. A ton of magma moving around the Philippines here, guys. A ton. And if you want to move up, gosh, nothing in Taiwan's happening, even though these two plates don't connect yet. Very strange, right? We did talk about, and I wanted to show y'all what Zealandia looks like, New Zealand. And let's look at Zealandia for the new folks. I know we have a lot of new folks. So Zealandia is a continent rising out of the ocean, and everyone has a different opinion on how big the continent is, where the continent stops, where it starts, etc. I believe it goes all the way up to Tonga up here, and you can see the actual lighter colors here. There may be a strait between this. New Zealand is making, look, Zealandia, continent. New Zealand is making, and ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how they can make a continental shelf request from the UN, since we have, is that Malaysia right there? Let's get it right. Since we have New Caledonia right there. And plus, the other thing is they've done a land grab, and they said they're going to drop out of the UN unless they give them this continental shelf. Because of the minerals and resources, it's always about real money. It's always about the paper that we pass around, the $150 billion everyone's worried about going to Ukraine. Lindsey Graham wasn't lying to you guys. He spilled the beans. There's $12 trillion worth of natural gas in the eastern side of the Ukraine, and everyone knows it. What's really weird is FJB won't let us send liquefied natural gas to Europe right now. He shut out all of our ports. The only place they can buy it is Russia, which keeps the Russian war machine going. I explained to y'all that they're all working together to keep the economy going because we're in a depression. And without this war, without this small war, they don't want a big one. There'll never be a big one, but they have to keep y'all interested, right? Without this war, there would be no economy. Everyone would be in a depression. because the government stole all of our Social Security, all of our monies, all of our resources, all of our everything. And I mean every government, from Russia to China to everyone. Why do you think they have $250 million super yachts? And we've got a blow up float in our pool in the backyard. All right, you can see the magma moving around, especially around the Philippines. Several volcanoes are on or off in the Philippines. Again, they're doing a land grab on this. They're calling it a continental shelf. But is New Zealand a continent? I don't think so. Oh, we have Kilauea awakening. Mauna Loa was erupting fully, and Kilauea was erupting fully. We do see earthquakes there, so there is magma movement under there. These are every dot y'all see in the ocean here, under the ocean, those are the ones they want you to see, right? Is a volcano. So there's thousands of volcanoes. This runs from the Russian peninsula all the way to Hawaii, right? Nothing's above sea level, so they won't tell you about all the eruptions happening through here or in here or everywhere else. This is, believe it or not, the North American plate. This is the Pacific plate. This is the Eurasia plate. This is the Indonesian plate. Well, they all happen to meet up right here in Tokyo with a hole in the plate right there. I'll zoom in so everyone can see it. Hole in the plate here. Another hole in the plate right here. Right? And it's right there, well, near Tokyo, unfortunately. And what's even funnier, or scarier, I should say, scarier, is all of these earthquakes here. They've closed down the Fukushima plant in 2011. The rods have still not been recovered. They still are sinking towards the center of the earth every day. I have no idea what's going to happen when they get there. They're still pouring millions of gallons of salt water down on the rods to keep them cool every day. They've used robots, people. They've shut down the entire city of Fukushima. And if you don't know it, Fukushima is also a province or state. See if I can zoom in. Yes, I can. It's also a province or state. It's a big province or state. Let me zoom back a little bit so you can get the outline. They shut down the whole province here of Fukushima. And you can see the outline right here. I'm following it through. It's all shut down 100%. There's a road over here, and this is how they get to the northern part of the island. With all that said, they've ruined. They have hundreds of billions of tons of nuclear waste from 2011 to 2024, 13 years of cooling those rods that they can't recover, right? That was because they built it right off of a, plate boundary right here with volcanoes everywhere. Guess how much the plant cost? The Fukushima nuclear plant cost $10 billion to build. Guess how much they have in trying to recover it, which they've recovered nothing. All they're doing is pouring nuclear water into the sea now. That's why I won't eat Pacific cod anymore. And Atlantic cod is getting pricey. Had some cod the other day. They told me it was Atlantic cod, and I got sick as a dog. They built 3 more nuclear plants this year right here on Kochi. Kochi is another province, and they're already operating. What else is screwball? To me, at least, maybe not to you guys. In between Shanghai, right here, and you have to zoom in to find it, but it's right here, Hong Kong and Shanghai. That disappears for some reason. They built 5 more nuclear power plants here on the ocean, on the continental shelf here. I mean, and then look, Taiwan. Why do you even want Taiwan? Look at the plate disconnection here in black. The plate stops here, goes all the way to here, and it's on so many volcanic ridges. You can see them all here. It's scary, 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 scary Banderi. This is obviously these big earthquakes are on plate tectonic boundaries, and they're also where volcanoes are popping off. Let's see if we've covered that slide. I think we have. We'll talk about real quickly, the Russian Peninsula. I think we talked about it. We've got 3 in full eruption and 1 awakening and some decent-sized quakes, magma movement under there. I can't believe that Russia sold Alaska to us for $10 million. Ridiculous. This is the Aleutian Islands, and we have 1 in minor eruption. We have Shish Alden volcano awakening, and the swarm is going to be much more substantial than that. We'll kill that slide. What's up, Chili Pete? Let me give some shout outs. Radiation cod, and I love cod. It's a great whitefish. Guys, I got so sick. I've never been that sick, and I had the cod. And I said, is this Atlantic or Pacific cod? Donna Brown, am I going to have to come kiss you or what? I might scare you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you guys, Sylvia, for joining us. Mary, H2DIDN, Scott C. Donna, you're awesome. Thank you for helping the channel. If you're helping the channel, you're helping spread the word of truth. I want y'all to all watch the videos I did today and yesterday even. There's some very important videos, and we have another channel. It's the backup channel that I put everything on where it gets really crazy, okay? If it's too crazy, because they've already taken this channel and demonetized it for 9 months. It's remonetized right now. But if it gets too crazy, everything goes to World News Report 1. If you type that in there, please become a member over there. Not a member, a subscriber. And you'll get all the stuff that I just am scared to play. I want to show you something. Does that look like a bear? A bear with a mouth open? And does that look like an eagle? Does that look like an eagle with a beak and the wings? I mean, I'm asking y'all. Y'all give me your opinion. I'm gonna put that out in a poll. Maybe I'm crazy. Now remember what I taught y'all. Putin is working with everyone. I'll prove that to y'all again here. Masonic, Garb, Putin, and Bush. Watch. I don't even have to go far. They put it on the front page, but if we go into images, we can see how many times. And that's the actual emperor of Japan they killed off the other day. There he is. He didn't know he was going to get taken. When you zoom in, this is going to be look at him. This is going to be your compass and your square. That's what this is here. See it? Compass and the square. It's easy to figure this out. They work together to keep the economy going. Now, we're into Mount Hayes and Mount Spur here. Everyone knows Pat Price. If you watch me, you know the truth about everything. I wonder if Wildfires watches me, because he covers everything I've covered. I love him. Obviously, he has 50 people working for him. He's a Hollywood producer. Pat Price, remote viewer. So Pat Price was the #1 remote viewer for the CIA. Look, we're gonna have to. It's so mad. It's hiding it. We're gonna have to go to Yandex, right? Remote viewer Pat Price worked for the CIA Stargate project. He told them that he saw aliens working in Mount Hayes with U.S. Marines. He handed the file over. He told his family he was in trouble. He flew back to Las Vegas. Someone poked him with something at the airport. The guy was 33 years old. He died the next day. Mount Hayes. And we all know about the triangle up there and all the UAPs, UFOs. Did y'all see my story yesterday that Harvard says that there's at least a 1 out of 10 chance that there's a much more advanced civilization hiding from humans that's been here on Earth for tens of thousands of years? And I believe that that's probably the case. They see them going into places or underwater bases off the coast of Mexico and Baja Peninsula, etc. As most of you guys probably already know. All right, we're going to get busy. That's Mount Spur and Mount Hayes. And Anchorage is right there, but Anchorage is not the capital. Does anyone know the name of the capital? It starts with a J. What are they doing blasting here? Is that blasting? No. They're calling it. It looks like a triangle to me. My eyes must be worse than I thought. Now, we've got one here. That's the New Madrid here. I'm going to put on something so y'all can see better. But hold on. Let's start over here. Miss Teresa actually looked this up for us the other day. And I knew it was a volcano. If Miss Teresa's still with us, do you remember, hey, Marilyn, do you remember the name, does anyone remember the name of the volcano that Miss Teresa found right there? I can already tell y'all guys that this is Mount Rainier. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so everybody can see what's happening. It starts with an S. I don't know if Miss Teresa's still on. Glacier Peak. So that's Glacier Peak. We've got a 1.3. Thank you, Miss Teresa. This is Mount Rainier right here, Ashford, Washington, a 0.4. Look, negative 0.9 kilometers. Although it's a 14,000 foot peak, so this is no big deal. It's up there in the cone right there. That's Mount St. Helens. I believe it'll go first. That's Mount Adams. That's Mount Hood or Camp Hood. And this is questionable here at 1.8. Now, we're going to have a little fun. We see nothing really happening. There's some magma intrusion. We lost a road in Yellowstone, which was substantial. There is activity happening in Yellowstone, but this is really the green, I can't remember the name. Snake River Caldera, where Evel Knievel jumped the Snake River Gorge, which is right here, right? In his jet bike, if y'all are as old as me. He never really made it over it, did he? We'll say he tried to jump it. So this is Geyser's Geothermal Unit. I know we got a lot of new people, so you'll see that I already have it up. It's got 19, look, all the AI crap. It's now using, they're so mad at me. I'm going to be turned in quick. 19 holes drilled into a major volcano that's got very shallow magma. The Geysers Geothermal Field, now owned by Calpine, probably the 20th or 30th owner. It was built, I believe, in the 1920s. 1920s. Let's see if we can get a wiki. It'll tell us. I think it was built in the 1920s. 18 geothermal power plants. I believe it's 19 geothermal power plants now. History. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it was built in the 1920s, and you guys know I'm hardly ever wrong. See if we can pick out a date here. I'm working with one eye, so opened in 1921, producing 250 kilowatts. Guys, now it produces more than 19 dams on the Colorado River. What I do want to show y'all is what a turbine looks like. It's just like a jet. So they use the steam. They drill down, they use the steam, and they compress the steam, at these are going to be in the museum. The ones I'm going to be able to show you, they're much more advanced now, if they'll even let me show you. It turns out that a lot of people have come in and bought these pictures so you can't show them. And I'll show you. See? See? All these pictures have been bought. I don't know why they bought them, but there's 19. Look, how many bought all these pictures? I can't show any of them. I wanted to show y'all at least the museum there of the original 1921 turbines. Look, Almery, they don't want you to see this for sure. See if we can get a picture. Oh, we got one. That's the original turbines. It's like a jet engine. It takes the steam in, it compresses the steam, and then presses it out. And there's so many kilowatts being created by this that it actually powers all of San Francisco, most of Oakland, parts of Sacramento, even parts of the Palo Alto or Tech Valley. All right, here's our question of the day. Question of the day. How many, now if you had to work there, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. That gives you a much better picture. This is called the James. This is called the, can anyone? Let me have a sip of my cocktail. All right. Clear Lake Volcanic Range. Could you believe I had to cheat after all these years, guys? This is Clear Lake City. Mount Cobb's one of the volcanoes. This is another volcano here. It surrounds Clear Lake, being the top of. Ah! Hold on, let me catch my boy. I'll try to catch you, boy. I'm working on it. Hey, who am I speaking? James Kaufman, who am I speaking with?
You speak to your brother, Jerome.
Mr. Jerome, I need your permission to take you live here on the YouTube.
It is.
All right, is that cool?
Yeah.
All right, so hey, we're guessing how many, I don't know if you can see.
34.
All right, I'll put you down for 34. I don't know. I'm going to go higher than that. I'm going to go 42. Now, what would you work there for per year?
I wouldn't work there for anything.
You too much rumbling?
And cylinder.
I can't hear you, sir.
It's like putting a loaded gun to your head.
Oh, you know what? I've only been through 3 or maybe 5 of them, and I'm going to say 44 earthquakes, and I will work there because I don't mind working for $450,000 a year, which I heard is expensive to live in California, so you might need that much, right?
Yeah, I was listening to your earlier program where Teresa read from Zechariah, I believe it was.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh, yeah.
Always a good time. Did you see my video on the new scripture that was found yesterday, day before?
Yeah.
It matches up with Thomas saying that he was making birds out of the clay at the stream, but they somehow removed that part, and that.
There's a lot of stuff that we don't know, James.
Right? So someone actually emailed me that he was doing miracles in his crib, but I need things sourced, right? So here I know I've got a source, at least.
Well, they try to say that the Knights Templars were hunted down because of the Holy Grail, which, they thought was the Holy Grail, but I think it was because Mary Magdalene, because you never heard nothing about Mary Magdalene after he appeared to her the first time.
And remember,
never left the side, and then she went to France. And then what they do, she went over there and started her own there. And what they do, they end up hunting all them down and killing them.
And then the one person that escaped, Mary Christ.
Yeah.
Yes, somehow she got to Ireland, which is where the Knights Templar's last castle is still standing right now today.
She had the bloodline of Christ. She had the whole bloodline.
But let me say that Trump's great-great-grandfather, Samuel Trump,
married the last living descendant of Mary Christ.
And he was already part of William the Conqueror, Roller the Walker.
He's from both bloodlines.
The fallen ones.
Yeah.
So it's so weird to be from both bloodlines. He's probably the only person.
Not just that, but all of it unfolding right now.
Oh, it is totally unfolding. It's scary.
Everything is unfolding right now.
38, guys. 38.
But is it unfolding right now, or did it already unfold?
Still, well, everything happened.
Past, present, or future.
Well,
all being one.
And remember, time is not linear. Everything happened at one time.
Exactly.
That's the way they wrote it, because they could see it.
Exactly.
So, hey.
That's why I told you to watch that video by Terrence Howard.
So who won that? Stoffel, you get the 44 because you guessed it right before me, seconds before me. If you won, that's fine. But I see Donna Brown.
44?
38's the answer. What'd you say?
I said 34.
I think Miss Donna Brown won, and she probably should have because she's been blessed to the channel tonight.
I see that.
I think
I can't even come on to get a membership.
You can't? Still?
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
I can't even come on. I can't even use my name to come on to any site, James. Don't ask me why. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something they don't want me to say and something they don't want people to know.
I think Donna won.
Like I said, I'm writing my book.
Well, they can't be that smart. I think Donna won. I was just saying that Stoffel got the 44. I think Donna actually won. Y'all got a delay where I said that already, and y'all probably hear it in a bit. So that's weird. Well, I suggest that you get a new email, and come on, man. Come on.
Well, even if I get a new email,
they still know.
There's certain things that I say, like 12 tribes or certain
things that are in their algorithm.
They got it in the algorithm to where it pops me up and
they kick you off if you know too much.
No, not just that, but there's other things. It's all good. Everything is as it's supposed to be, James.
Well, now
everything is as it's supposed to be.
Just like
Isaiah said.
Just so everyone knows, guys, even AT&T Verizon now have algorithms. If we say something, I'll be disconnected on the phone, okay?
Yeah. And not just that, they got algorithms for your car insurance. Like as you're driving down the road, your phone and everything will be recording how you drive and everything else, and it determines how much they charge you a month.
Well, they offered me a 30% discount if I would put that in my car.
Yeah, well, you don't even need it.
I told them to go F themselves.
Yeah, well, they don't even have to have that anymore. Now they got other newer stuff come out where they can use your phone.
Well, so I bought a Ford Explorer in 2019, brand new, and the dash on the top left was pulled up. So I took my meter that y'all saw, my electromagnetic meter, and it went off. The radio, it didn't really go off on. All around the car, it didn't go off on. But when you held it where they ripped the dash up, it went off to hell. So I brought it back to the dealership, and I found out that they had installed something to track every vehicle they sold, and they sold the data to people based on, and they said it was being bought by the authorities to see where people were speeding and shit. I said, take that shit out of this car. You take the car back. That's against the search and seizure amendment of our Bill of Rights. And they knew who I was at the time. I was livid. The only reason I knew is because they didn't get the dash on the top left up there, guys, where the sticker is, back down. If you have a meter like mine, you put it up there, it goes through the roof because they're tracking it. That was in 2019, 5 years ago. And you know what? They did go in and take it out because they knew I showed them it light up, and they actually admitted it to me. I wish I would have recorded it and sued them. But actually, Ford paid everyone because they did that. They just didn't pay me. Never join a class action suit. You'll get $7 where the attorneys get $7 trillion. You have to let the attorneys sue and win, and then use that precedence and go sue yourself. Okay, that's how the real game works. Period. So we're gonna have to get this done here. I've still got 30 minutes. You got anything you need to say, Mr. Joe?
No.
Lots of love to you.
I just want to say hello and I'll know that I'm praying for you.
I sure wish.
Teresa and Tiff and Dr. Joey and Donna Brown and everybody and Catherine and all them.
You know we all love you.
Mike Johnson and all them.
Why don't you? Why don't you? Since you got a new cell phone, I don't think they can track you. I really don't. Okay. Just try to not say the things you say. Well, try a new email. Since you got a new phone, I swear it'll work, man.
I'll try it.
Well, try to hold your tongue. I know that's impossible, though.
That ain't gonna happen, brother. That ain't gonna happen.
Well, great to hear from you.
I don't hold my tongue in church when I go, and when I go, it's on a Sabbath, and I've been kicked out just about every church there is because I speak the truth.
Well,
I hear the truth.
Maybe you should let the preacher speak every once in a while.
Well, that's just it. They're so full of themselves and wanting to hear themselves speak. They don't want to hear the truth.
Here in Texas, we had the two biggest evangelist preachers this week. Both African American. One of them resigned and said he did something so terrible he can't tell anyone. It's called the mystery sin. And the other one was arrested for stealing $18 million. Both African American.
Yeah, go figure. Ezekiel 34 talks about all the pastors, all the churches, and all the shepherds. In Ezekiel 34, they want to know what's going on in the world today as far as his church and why things are the way they are. Because of the shepherds, the pastors. They're more into covetousness and money and building themselves up in pride than they are the actual truth and the Word of God.
You know, 265 horsepower was what the old IROC's 270 horsepower used to be. My last sports car was over 700 horsepower with 740 pounds of torque.
I'm glad I ain't got a car like that.
No. I spun it around late night on accident a few times, and I should have been arrested. With that said,
back in the 70s.
Shit, they didn't make a car like this in the 70s. That's the Z01.
I had an Oldsmobile 442 with 4-speed on the floor.
So my friend,
I used to be able to turn it around in first and second gear, just whip it right around.
So my friend who grew up at Memorial with me, he had that old Oldsmobile 72 with the 442. One of the fastest cars at our school still. That was 20, 30 years later, dude.
Yeah, I had a 442 too.
It was made of real steel, though, too, and it had so much HP on it, horsepower. Yeah. I don't know the horsepower, I won't lie to you, but it was a Cutlass.
Yep.
I remember.
442, that's what I had.
My
on the floor. I whipped that sucker around in first, second gear like it was nothing.
My mom grew up spoiled with the GTO, so I feel you.
I like goats too.
I hear that. Hey, great to hear from you. I'm going to get through this before.
Hey, what happened with that? I know you don't want to talk about this, but that Coggin shit, threatening your daughter. What kind of crap is that?
Hopefully, he's just on drugs. I mean, I know he can't afford to come visit me.
Like I told you that You find out, you let me know.
Yeah, you know what? That's the third time. That's why he's out. It's not the first time.
That's what I'm saying. Once has been enough, but 3 times? Come on.
And I always turn the other cheek and forgive,
Yeah, but, maybe the first time, maybe the second, what I mean? Even Christ said you forgive your brother 7 times. Up to 7 times in one day, but that's if it's not the same thing. If it's
and why bring my daughter into anything?
Exactly. That's just it's
just because I happen to be a talk about her,
and then say he's a man of God.
No, he's the God. You don't know that yet.
Yeah, he's the God, all right.
What I did is what happened, and no one knows this. He's got his boyfriend, if you will, and I embarrassed him and said, "Hey, my Bible says you can't act like you act and be all knowing and treat people like you do if you're really of God." And that was before he got mad at me. That's why he got mad at me. So he blocked my phone, which was fine, right? Fine. Then he came back on and threatened my daughter. I was like, because now your 26-year-old boyfriend doesn't believe in you? Because I just laid it out simple like for him? Simple like.
Yeah, well, if he's got a boyfriend, he ain't no real man of God anyway.
Let's just leave that alone here on YouTube. All right. God bless you, right?
You too, brother. Hey. You hear my prayers.
Lots of love to my boy.
Lots of love, brother.
I did tell him that last night. We talked. All right, Jerome. Up in Michigan. He's got a really cool spot to stay now. Got a little ranch with his brother-in-law. And they're on the lake. They have some boats. They rent them out to people. Good scene. God's being good. All right. Is Chili Ping calling back? Hey, Chili. Hello? I don't know. He hung up on me, I guess. James Kopman, World News Report today. Who am I speaking with? Hello? All right, I won't answer that number again. All right, guys, this is called the Garlock Fault System here. This is going to be Sierraless. It's going to be Fairfield. It's going to be Ridgecrest. Let's see, Ridgecrest there. Sierraless there. Let's see if we can get a Ridgecrest there. Sierraless there. This is the fault line here, and this is all breaking off. First off, one of the 3 or 4 places that the faults don't meet here in the Western Hemisphere is right here. This is the Sea of Cortez. Some people call it the California Gulf. That's wrong. That's wrong. We're going to take calls in a second. Let me get through this file. I tried twice. This is blasting. They're doing blasting here to release the pressure here. You're seeing a swarm here because this is breaking off. And I'm going to play the video for you guys real quick. Yeah, Chili, I'm trying to get through this slide real quick and then we'll take a call from you. No problem. I'll call you right back. I promise. So, hey, guys, you see the earthquake at the end of the fault line here? And this is the Salton Sea. Where I'm going to call you right back. Call you right back. Salton Sea here. And the Sea of Cortez here in the disconnection in the San Andreas or the North American Pacific plate. Oh, That was my daughter calling. So that was worrisome. It is 43. Let me call her back in front of y'all. I don't care about that, right? I won't put it on speaker right now. Make sure everything's okay. Hold on. It's my daughter. Hey Siri, text KK's iPhone.
What do you want to say?
Yes, I heard you for over an hour. You better start behaving. It's your father.
Your message to KK iPhone says, yes, I heard you for over an hour. You better start behaving, your father. Ready to send it?
Yes.
Okay, it's sent.
She called me on accident, so I got to hear who she really was for over an hour. I put her on mute. I did my errands, and I was not amused. I won't say I was amused. Anyway, again, North American Pacific Plate boundary here. This is going to be the new, and I can prove this. Let's type in Walker Lane. And you'll see that every USGS paper that I've ever read, and I'll just show y'all. We'll go to something easy. Let me show y'all this. Go down to the bottom where they're going to hide it. I'm going to hide it. Let's see if... all right. The Walker Lane may represent the inset major transform fault, which could replace the San Andreas fault as a plate boundary in the future. Now, of course, they have, after I turned them out, they've changed the wording that could be, but what's really happening is no one wants to talk about the Walker Lane fault line, and that was my video, by the way, that you just saw. And we can actually watch the Walker Lane fault, but we're going to get through this real quick. So what we need to do real quick for you guys, fracking, this is not fracking. What this is it's a U.S. hazard, but it's really flanking the hazard, and this is mind-boggling to me, right? Mind-boggling to me. I'm going to zoom in and see what I can see here, right? And it looks like there's definitely no drilling in the area. These might be mines. These look like mines here. So that could, and that looks like a smaller mine right where this is. See the smaller mine right here? See that mine right there? These are surface mines, obviously. If y'all can't figure that out, well, I'll help y'all again. Those are smaller ones, small companies. All right, so that's what's causing that. There's a surface mine. I don't know what they're mining there. You can see all of the faults going through here, not plate boundaries, faults. And this is the New Madrid going through here, guys. All right, step it up, James. All right, we've got a huge fire here going into Montana and Washington. This is today. We also have the fire that almost went out in the Northwest Territory, starting again. And it's probably going to, well, you'll see that it's actually spewing PM 2.5 all over the U.S. And let me pull a good base map up for you guys. We'll call it Chile. All right. Everything in yellow, guys, is something they say is a fire warning. I've heard of a red flag warning, but until last year I'd never heard of a fire warning. And we can see that Wawa Springs here, the biggest shield volcano on Earth, is got fire warnings all around it. It's the biggest shield volcano on Earth. Look at this red flag warning over here. Very strange place. It's right where Lake Tahoe is, where they said it's not a volcano, James. You can see Northern California, no big fires in Oregon or Washington yet. And really, we're doing pretty good except for around Wawa Springs. Now, I've got a video about Wawa Springs. I wanted to show you all the air quality, PM 2.5. All this is coming off these volcanoes in Central America. And it's just killing the Central and East Coast. And over here, this is being caused by the volcanoes in the Baja Peninsula here and the volcanoes like Catalina Island right offshore here, right? Catalina Island right offshore here. Now, the mobile units, every square is someone's home unit. You can go to Air Now, buy one. They used to be $2.99. They're $5.99 now. Every circle is a federal building. Square is a home. Yellow is bad, very bad. Just 10 nanograms per meter cubed. Increase your lung cancer percentage by 36%, according to WHO, the World Health Organization. And this gets caught up in the valley because of all the volcanoes off the coast of California here. And you can see that these volcanoes erupting from Mexico City down through Guatemala, Costa Rica, etc. They're spewing the PM 2.5 everywhere, the most deadly particulate known to man, right? And I will say the fires are really not spewing any PM 2.5 out. All right, I just, real quick for the newbies, PM 2.5 is an airborne particulate gaseous state. It's a group 1 carcinogen. It's the most harmful form of air pollutant known to man, as that it can penetrate deep into the lungs and brain from the bloodstream. It breaks the blood-brain barrier is what they meant. They rewrote all this once I turned them out, causing health problems such as heart disease, lung disease, cancer, and premature birth. Death is what they used to say, premature death. There's no safe levels, not even one, of particulates. Worldwide exposure to PM 2.5 contributed to over 4.1 million deaths from heart disease, stroke, lung cancer, chronic lung disease, and respiratory infection in 2016. What do you think it's doing 6 years later? Overall, particulate matter is one of the leading risk factors for premature death globally. And that's what we have all over us. That's the little system they say is bringing all that rain. This is the system they say is about to form, and they have it actually going into Texas. We have this coming through. We will see tornadoes in Central Plains tomorrow. We have this system hitting California way low. We do have a huge system offshore here. It's going to take 3 or 4 days before it hits Washington and Oregon. And then right behind that, we have another one. Notice they're spinning counterclockwise, which means they're what? Subtropical lows. Subtropical lows. Subtropical lows. And then our friends over the drink over here in the UK, Northern Ireland, which is part of the UK, and then Ireland, are getting hit with what used to be an atmospheric river. I don't know what we'll call it now, but there definitely is a central hole here at 4 miles an hour. Very strange shape. It's actually hitting Iceland, hitting Ireland, hitting the UK, probably hitting France and some other areas there. All right, we did go over that real quickly. These are the big fires in British Columbia here. I don't think we're going to make it, but it doesn't matter really. We'll talk chili bean now. We'll take it a little bit easier, a little bit slower. See what AI does with the Gulf? I'll do that from Miss Teresa. So this is the spot everyone's watching. They've assigned it a 40% chance of formation. They've only assigned a 20% chance of formation with that. This is windy.com's AI, so is one as good as another? I don't know. We can actually look at AccuWeather as well. It's supposed to go right into Texas. We got an alert today, believe it or not, and it just seems to jump all around. Look. Wow, this could be terrible. A tropical storm hitting a subtropical low that they're going to call a high. Oh my Lord. Look off the coast of Guatemala there. Oh no. This is going to be the worst week ever. This is Monday. Oh no, Mr. Bill. Oh no. This would be deadly in every area. Do y'all think that the globe's about to blow up? We thought today was bad. Miss Teresa, I love that you asked to do that. I want y'all to all see what's about to happen here. I'm going to back off a little bit. It's nuts. Look, Tiff. Look, it goes right by you here, they think. Now, look at this. It's starting to form. It's coming from the north here. It's starting to form the central states. Then this is hitting Texas. They already said it was going to hit Houston. And then we have a subtropical low that they're going to call a high, hitting a real hurricane here, or tropical storm. This could be another, well, it looks like the worst situation that we could possibly hope for. And that looks like it's going to happen very quickly. It's not going to keep going. That is danger, Will Robinson. We'll call Chile back. And we'll keep going. Mr. Chili Bean, it's James Cotton.
Let me connect my headphones. We're in. Yes, you have my permission.
All right. We're doing fires right now. We're looking at British Columbia and Alberta and the Northwest Territory, but that's actually not causing a lot of problems. All these fires you guys see here around Wawa Springs, they're all, believe it or not, over 1,000 acres, and now we're starting to see 1,000-acre fires up in Washington State.
Did I tell you about the controlled burn when I was at work?
You did.
Oh.
You did.
We were in total panic mode. It was wild, and it was such an honor to be able to not just educate and inform people, but tell them why and the reason why.
Now, Quebec looks pretty like it's lighting up as well. And this year, we've had more fires in southern Miami than I've ever seen. I'm guessing the Brandon administration does not like DeSantis. This is a...
Oh, it's humid out there. Why would they even start fires? Everything's so wet and green, and even the plant life is like, it's not dry like our redwoods. It's like water-absorbing palms and stuff.
I hear that. So these are Landsat passes, guys, and they show where the heat, it's our newest satellite. And I want to point out one thing. Although the big fires are around Wawa Springs, and then now we have them in Washington State, which I said after the blue lasers were reported by thousands of people, they're blue. Those are the ones that start the fires.
Pictures of green ones.
So British Columbia's got a huge fire here, but none of this seems to be going into the U.S. as far as the PM 2.5 or smoke. The problem that we're having down here is the volcanoes in Central America, which is part of North America, and up to Mexico City here.
I do know I have, because I'm going to work for the state, and I do know a little bit about fire and conservation and protective work. They track everything. Cal Fire or the keyword, like the wins. The local firefighters are the heroes.
Oh, I agree with that. So, hey, what else we got? If you just back up and look, guys, there's more fires in the eastern side of the Mississippi River here than there's ever been compared to the western side. We usually see, although Washington State's catching on fire with 3 or 4 fires over 1,000 acres, regularly we see a lot more happening in Washington, Oregon than we see here, and we're seeing a lot happening up in British Columbia.
Washington and Oregon are smaller than California, and there's always something going on there. It's like, I don't know, it's like the weird part of the state.
What's up, Cremos?
Pardon me?
Oh, I was saying hi to somebody, Cremos.
It's just like California is so much bigger than them. We have more forests than they do combined. And there's always something going on over there.
I hear that. Well, hey, so Quebec is actually lighting on fire too. We're going to look at quickly, and if anyone can tell me why this is a fact, there's never any forest fires on the. I want you to watch my latitude up here, okay? If I get to 0 degrees latitude right here, close enough, right? There's never any fires at 0 degrees latitude ever. And that I cannot explain. Why on the equator?
What about East Canada? Does East Canada ever do anything?
Why on the equator is it split? Yes, East Canada, we just showed you, was on fire right now.
East Canada, I
more so.
I think they're like really wealthy and different.
More so than I've ever seen it, actually.
Is it like normal Canada, like the west coast of Canada, kind of like our area that you know about and we're used to?
I don't know. Let me get through this, Chill. Hold on. We're going to let you talk.
I'm just going to listen.
All right, so guys, this is today's forecast. They did a pretty damn good job here. The National Weather Forecast Center is the only one I trust out of NOAA. Tomorrow's forecast looks like this. We've got Nebraska, Colorado, and Kansas in play. We also have, alarmingly, Massachusetts, New York, Delaware, Vermont, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Maryland, etc. The next day, they say it's going to be cool, but it looks like it's going to get awful ugly, awful fast around here, right? And these are the tornadoes we've had today. Today. Only one caused destruction. Everything else was in the middle of nowhere. We had 8 tornadoes today. They started at 3:05 p.m. Mostly tornadoes happened in the afternoon, and they stopped at 7:03. So, Chili, we're kind of done. Speak your mind.
Oh, nothing. I'm concerned about the fires, and it was a humongous honor to be the guy at my work that people came to talk about a controlled burn with, because people were in what I would say fairly in panic mode.
I got you. Yeah, we're used to them around here. Actually, we have certain days you cannot do controlled burns, and certain days you can.
I know why they did it. I know why they did it. I got a blast full of poison oak and tar and everything because I was at work. I was right there next to it. So people were freaking out because, you know, in the California fires in 2020, the complex fire. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, we don't remember that one, bro.
Dude, everybody is insane. I'm dialed in. And so I was able to explain why it's happening and then educate people the reason why it's happening.
So why is it happening?
Well, here's why. They started it at 10, maybe 8:30 in the morning. I went to work that day at 5:30 in the morning. And then they stopped it around 3 o'clock because they know, as what I know, so I'm going to paraphrase what I have learned. They track everything. And we lost so much money out here. Everybody lost so much money. It cost so much money. So an hour to 2 hours, they update the weather. And there's so many aspects. The wind trajectory, the wind, the weather, everything. And so they are able to predict when a fire happens, when it will happen, and the direction it goes. A wild one.
I got you. All right.
Yes, that's why they did it that day, because there was no wind, and the wind blew off afterwards.
Yeah, obviously they're looking at how moist the area is, the winds, etc., before they allow controlled burns. We do it all the time around here. Every farmer in Texas does it around here. It's nothing new to us, so we got you. I'm pretty sure that everyone around the whole country knows that stuff, believe it or not. But,
I don't think so, because even
maybe not in California, where you live.
Well, I'm in a really, really, really small, little tiny town, and people are like, really, like, yes, they have no idea what's going on. So apparently, Cal Fire didn't alert anyone. They didn't post anything on the bulletin board. So, like, for me, I would have known about this and posted on a bulletin board. I guess they posted it on Cal Fire website. Who goes to Cal Fire website every single day?
I hear that. All right. Well, hey, lots of love. I'm going to shut us down here, guys. Chill. Great to hear from you, as always.
Oh, yeah, Coach, you're awesome. Thank you so much.
Lots of love to you, man. Stay cool.
God bless you.
And great to hear you.
God bless.
Whew. Yeah. It'll take me a while to recover. Now. So I love all you guys, you know that. And if there's anything else y'all want to see, I'd love to pull it up, as you know. We're on a free-for-all now. We're on a free-for-all now. Anyone that wants a subject can put it in the chat over here, as long as it's legitimate. And I'm really good at finding stuff. And anyone that wants to call in can call in. Someone will put my it's World News Report Today at gmail.com. But you'll have to come back to the chat and tell me you left your U.S. phone number. I won't be calling Canada, and I won't be calling outside the U.S. because I got hit for a $600 call. So now they say that they've changed that with my phone, or changing that this month, and I'll be able to call internationally. They sent me a letter stating all this, but we'll have to see how that works. With that said, does anyone have a subject that we missed today that they think we need to cover? And hopefully you guys watch our videos from today and you go to our other channel where we put stuff up that we feel scared to put up on this channel. It's at World News Report 1. Well, what we see is conservatives taking power in Italy. I know you want to talk about something off the hook, but we see everywhere, from Hungary to the Netherlands to every single place in Europe, especially if they're vulnerable to buying natural gas from Russia, because FJB won't let the U.S., after we built $1 trillion worth of liquefied natural gas plants to fill the ships and bring our natural gas over there, because we're stuffed full of natural gas. He shut all that down and won't let us do exports to our own NATO friends in Western Europe. So they're forced to buy their gas from where? Russia, which fuels Russia's military complex. Everyone knows what's going on. Everyone with any brains knows what's going on. It's a big sham scam, right? A big sham scam. He shut down the LNG. I have a company called Liquefied LNG International LLC. You can see I'll own that one too, as I've shown you many times. I own lots of companies. I opened that one because I was working on some deals moving liquefied natural gas over to Europe, and I had some contracts, and then Joe Biden shut all the ports down. We just built one in Clute, we just built one in Beaumont, we just built one in Washington, Oregon. We built one everywhere, and there were tens of billions of dollars to build these we built one in Louisiana, we built one everywhere. Now we can't ship our natural gas, which we have way too much of. That's why the price is $2.35 per million cubic feet of natural gas, right? If we're able to ship it over, it might increase, but we're not able to. Why? Because all right, Jerome, I'll take it. What you got, bro?
Yeah, granted.
All right.
I was just you was asking about if you have any subjects that guy that got pricked at O'Hare for telling them that ETs were working with the Marines, and then
yeah, he got pricked at Nevada Airport there.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic that they came out with that right
Well,
just before
but
Harvard comes out with that other.
they didn't. That's an old story, but what's his name? I forgot his damn name. Something Price.
Yeah, Price.
Remote viewer. Yes, he was always with Project Looking Glass, etc.
Yeah, he worked for the government.
Yeah, Pat Price, remoteviewerhere.com, Pat Price. Y'all can do all your research. 1973 CIA analyst Pat Price gave a folder, and this is Reddit, gave a folder to his boss at the CIA saying that he remote viewed aliens, which very well could be people that live here.
In the Bible it says that Satan and the fallen were cast in the earth, not on the earth.
Right, and if you keep up with UFO stuff like I do, you realize that a lot of the UFOs seem to go into the sea just south of California, and they must have some sort of base there, south of Catalina Islands. That's where they see them all disappear off radar. And this is Pat Price. It was 1973 when they stuck him. Actually, in 75 they stuck him. In 73 he gave the file up.
Yeah, there's been plenty of videos showing UFOs underwater and going into the water and then moving through the water.
And I believe that they live in, they've already actually come out this year with a story saying that there's an ocean under our mantle that's bigger than our oceans, which makes that as above, so below. And it's so hard to imagine there's another ocean or layer of land, if you will, or whatever.
Yeah, there was also an aviation pilot back in World War II that went supposedly through.
Yes. And his name was, let me see if I can come up with it. Help me, guys, help me. He actually ran the patrol to try to beat him up and got his butt whipped.
Yeah, he said there was another whole civilization in the earth.
And somebody, come on. I can't believe I can't remember that.
He was a colonel, I think.
He was highly ranked. He actually ran Bird, Lieutenant Bird, AP Productions. AP Productions, Admiral Bird is actually...
Admiral Bird.
Admiral Bird is his name. And he said, which is now true, we can prove for a fact, when you get to the bottom of the Antarctic, it's all grass and trees and lakes. In the very southern part of our poles, not magnetic poles, physical poles. I've gotten pictures from flights over there, and there are flights that go there, right? It's all grass, trees, lakes, and the lake temperature was like 74 degrees or something ridiculous.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Admiral Byrd is his name.
Yeah.
And then he actually ran he thought that they were Nazis, so he ran the big operation to go get them, and I think in about a day they got their behinds kicked and ran back to with a message saying, don't go there anymore. Why do you think we have an Antarctic treaty where we're able to do scientific investigations, but no one's able to go there?
Yeah, they have several countries that they have a base that goes into the Antarctic. It goes underground, goes into the ice, and disappears. And there's all kinds of vehicles and stuff going in there, but no one ever sees anything coming out.
Well, I did a report, and everyone had those Apple Watches.
Yeah.
And you could see them walking around the tunnels from the Apple Watches right on the pole of Antarctica, this huge base. And it took me a little bit to figure out what was going on. Of course, YouTube yanked it down, but they had, or probably still have a bigger base down there right now.
Well, they got a couple hundred bases underground.
Right. And what's even funnier is, and we're having Roger on this Sunday, guys. If anyone cares, he wants to talk to y'all about Farney Labs or FAMI Labs or whatever it's called, the neutrino labs in Antarctica, and also the neutrino labs that start in Chicago and end up in South Dakota here.
Yeah, the human race is under attack by so many different levels. PM 2.5, and you said 6 years ago. It was 8 years ago. 2016 was 8 years ago.
Was it? My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
We're in 2024 now.
Yep.
It's 8 years ago. So if it was 4.5 million 8 years ago, and it was only at levels of 10,
It was still killing over 4 million people a year.
yeah. Can you imagine how many people are dying of respiratory lung, and they're trying to put it off on other things?
Just say other things. That was good. That was good, Jerome.
Yeah, but you know what's causing it? You know, the PM 2.5, and that right there should be enough to make every person in every country do something. Because if there was 4.5 million people dying then of heart disease and lung cancer and respiratory disease, and it's got to be at least double that now.
No, it's probably closer to 20 or 30.
It's going to be quadruple or
20 or 30 million by now. 8 years later.
Especially at the levels that they're spewing out now. And if they're having a hand in that, see, the governments and
Choose your words.
These evil SOBs that are in charge, they want to kill billions of people.
Choose your words, please, for me.
Yeah, but they want to kill billions of people.
Yes, I think Elon, if you watch my video on my backup channel, Elon Musk said it best. They're extinctionists. That's how he put it yesterday or the day before.
Yeah. They're trying to exterminate us.
They hate themselves and they hate us, right?
Mr. Gates.
Fermi Labs. Excuse me, my eyes are getting so bad. So we're going to have Mud Fossil University. Roger, I talked to him. He's going to come on at 4 Sunday. If anyone wants to tune in, he's going to tell everyone how everyone has told his research. And we're going to try to push him into the neutrinon gatherer Fermi Labs has in Antarctica and the neutrinon gatherer they have in Chicago to South Dakota.
They have an agenda.
And I want to know what he thinks the agenda is, and I also want to know what he thinks about CERN and what they're really doing over there.
Exactly.
Those are the 3 questions, and every time he gets off to someone stole my stuff, I'm going to push him back on one of those 3.
Do you think CERN has anything to do with slowing down time or breaking into other dimensions?
We'll ask him all that. Hopefully he'll tune in and you can ask him, right?
Yeah.
He said all he wants is questions. He has the answer to any question that we have about CERN, Fermi Labs. He's in touch with everyone. He knows the director.
What did you say, 9:30 on Sunday?
No, 4 p.m. Sunday.
4 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
I'll be there.
He's a little bit older timer.
Yeah, he ain't much older than me.
Right. Well, he's probably 10 years older than you. Probably 10 years older than you, believe it or not.
Is he 78?
Oh, probably for sure, yeah.
I might have to ask him how old he is.
Yeah, he'll probably answer. He's a whippersnapper for sure.
I listened to him the last time he was on your show.
He's coming back. He's got a lot to say.
He's pretty eccentric, but very, very intelligent.
And we're going to find out how intelligent because I'm going to push those 3 subjects that we talked about. CERN, Fermi Labs, and we talked about what
Did you ever watch that video I told you to watch from Terrence Howard?
Oh, man, I don't know.
About physics and about string theory and stuff? You really need to watch it.
I got my...
He talked about BO, and BO hired the top scientists in those fields.
Right. I got a full scholarship on mathematics, so string theory, M theory, superstring theory, dimensions, vibrations, frequency.
He's got his own theory. It's on YouTube right now.
I got you. Well, send me a link.
I can't send you a link, but if you pull up Terrence Howard, it says 2 months. You must watch. You have 2 months. But yeah, see what he says.
I've had 2 months. I've had 2 months for 20 years.
Yeah, I know, but it's what he says in that video about BO and top scientists in that field. Why he is interested in that field and
well, just text me it. Just sure text me it.
I'll text you the name of the video and you can pull it up.
All right, I'll try it. I love you, man. That's love.
God bless everybody.
Thank you. All right, let's listen here. Walker Lane.
The biggest scoop of this channel. Folks, everyone's heard of the San Andreas Fault and the New Madrid Fault, but who has heard of the Walker Lane Fault Zone, which is the largest fault zone in America? Scientists believe the Walker Lane Fault Zone may become the boundary of the West Coast. It will
see how they changed it?
As the plate boundary.
See how they changed it?
Folks. Walker Lane Fault Zone. Let's take another look at this. As you can see, there is a volcano right here. It's located right near where all of these seismic events
Holly,
are occurring.
we're way past that, sweetheart, but we love you.
Boundary Peak, the largest, tallest mountain.
See how they changed all that?
Dormant, semi-dormant volcano in Nevada. It's the tallest peak in Nevada at 13,147 feet, folks. Wow. right here on what? Walker Lane Fault Zone. Folks, Walker Lane Fault Zone is well known by scientists and geologists, yet it's not covered on the USGS site whatsoever.
Nothing.
It goes through Ridgecrest and then through this area here where
Serious.
over 500 quakes in the last 24 hours. Folks, this is the central Walker Lane Fault Zone right here. And to the south of that, near Ridgecrest, we have the Long Valley Caldera Field and the Hot Creek Geological site, which is an actual volcano inside.
Y'all get the picture, right? I'm going to show y'all one more before we go. We need to keep doing this so people understand what's going on. How about Wah Springs? They've erased all these videos, but I still have them. Well, they thought they erased them, I guess. It's the better way to put it, right? Maybe it's on the videos. I hope I still have Wawa. I think I still have Wawa. What is it under? I don't waste your time, guys. So it's working on it. The most powerful computer that money can buy, and it's working on it. We'll give it a second. Y'all smash that thumbs up. We've got 10 times as many people as we have thumbs up. And all I do is bring y'all truth more than pretty much any channel out there. Everyone's got their little box that they're hidden in or they're hiding in. I don't have any of that, right? I don't have any of that stuff. I'm here for you guys, and I'm here for my daughter to make sure that our planet and our existence is something that she enjoys for the rest of her life. It's the only reason I'm here. Obviously, it's not for the money. I want to shout out again to Donna Brown here. Really appreciate buying some memberships for everybody. We had 130 members when YouTube took me down for 9 months. They never told me why, but I already know why. It's because of what I present. Now, I know we have this because let me just look real quick here. Taking way too long for me. Very strange, guys. Well, we'll worry about it another time. I want to say God bless each and every one of you guys. Stay safe tonight. And, hey, I appreciate y'all. Please try to share our videos. I know it's a pain in the butt, but you know what? You guys are the white hats. You guys are the white hats. If not you, then who? If not now, then when? We have to stand and fight. And we can do it through a keyboard more so than we can do it through a weapon at this point in this type of existence. So I want y'all to all remember that. And hey, we'll see you. We're live every night. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. And I want y'all to go to my other channel where I put the good stuff. I really like that lady that was born in the Soviet Union that's a Republican representative from Indiana. I really like what she has to say. Remember, that's Norm Eisen she's talking about. And if we want to pull that up, well, you know we can. God bless. Please share, please subscribe. Always remember, anything's possible in bizarre-ass world.